Hey, future Giga here. I get rather annoyed and very ventful in terms of this particular attempt. I feel some of these points that I'm about to make might be apt still today, but goodness gracious, this samoyed is going to be very annoyed in this particular video. Possibly another. I hope you enjoy it despite my rants. Anyways, here's the video. Well, it's time to brush up on attempt number 3. And let me explain why we're going to be starting with 0 membucks. I had 2 very bogus runs. I had 1 legitimate attempt, and then I just got chomped by a battering Lento on the first floor. There's just, I don't want to have so many, very short runs clogging up the attempts. That's not what I want this series to divulge into. So, I decided to basically delete that recording because, no, that is not what I was going to do with that. And I don't want to have that clogging up the space, because it's just the first attempt I ever did at Splash Shot Hackless. It was like up to 20 plus attempts. There were so many darn attempts that was starting to frustrate me that I didn't want to edit. That I decided to I scrapped the project twice before finally getting that successful run. Yeah, I'm really annoyed. Let's actually start this. We actually have ink damage up. Let's actually start with that, because this game never gives me the red chips I want. And anytime it gives me the red chips I want, it always gives me the sound chips. Or at least chips that would not be useful for the weapon I have. So yeah, gonna have an annoyed samoyed warning. Blah blah blah. Annoyed samoyed, please laugh. So yeah, I'm rather annoyed with a lot of things right now. I wish I could have been up way earlier in the day, so that way I'm not having to just strain my PlayStation 2 all night just for a bolt glitch because of how slow the bolt grinding is. I'm not kidding. I've done it twice on the Vita and on the PlayStation 3. I'll talk to. No. Yeet. I'll talk about when, you'll hear me talking about when we get back to the Ratchet and Clank Let's Play. Or maybe by the time this goes up, we're already been doing that. Seriously, look at this. I'm tired of seeing this when I don't have weapons that take advantage of it. I'll take this. At least this will give me the opportunity to just have, a special that I can get just from moving. But, yeah. But, I'm sorry if I sounded so frustrated at the beginning of this recording. It's just that I wasn't about to just be like, oh, here's 13 attempts that I didn't even get past the first tier. I was not about to have that. That was how the first attempt at this project went. I had 28 attempts, and it was taking so much freaking space that that I scrapped it. Again, may I remind you, I scrapped this particular Hackless project, order shot, 3 full times. 3. And I only finally got back to doing doing another weapon for Hackless after a full year. 2024 was not a fun year. And I don't think the next 3 will be fun years. No, they won't. I know you could just say Happy New Year. Apologize if this becomes a very ventful attempt 3. But, I'll just say this right now. I have not said I have not felt like saying Happy New Year since 2021. Like, no, not since, like, yeah, no, not since then. Because it felt like the moment we say it, it's a jinx. Anytime we say Happy New Year, we get hit with a wave of just bad news after bad news after bad news. It's just always the same bad news here, bad news there, bad news, bad news. Just more, more just stuff in the world that just plain suck. I know I could say it if it means another year with my friends, but quite literally, I'm just tired of just saying it and then immediately being met with anguish and fear of what's going to happen. Ugh. Not the start I wanted. Ugh. I hate marching at dentes. I really freaking do. Like, you wouldn't think they're so dangerous on Hackless. The moment they just freaking get their attack animation off like that. Eh. This is the annoyed samoyed attempt. This is what this is. It really is. That's what this is. That's what it's going to be. Yeet. Ooh, ah. Nope, no, 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 nope. You're not getting close to me. Ugh, let's try to get it from this level. The fact that I went to critical stasis twice on this floor, I literally just tempted fate. Like, hopefully this will be my room to breathe. Hopefully this will also be my room to breathe and my moment to lock the heck in, because I still can't believe I did this on my second try when I didn't record it. Like, I'm just still annoyed at that. I'm like, why couldn't I record this? Seriously. Ugh. But yeah. It's just always this constant, just, here's another bad thing that's gonna happen, here's another bad thing that's gonna happen, here's another thing that could potentially ruin things for others. Here's another thing, just, like, it's been that for the past 3 years. And when people were saying Happy New Year at the end of 2024, I didn't want to say it. No, thank you. Like, why am I not, like, outright saying it? Quite literally, touching that topic, it's just not exactly a fun topic. I don't like touching that topic at all. Simply put, it's just, not only do you have to be careful with your words, but it's just not fun to talk about. It really freaking isn't. It's just all doom and gloom. And doom scrolling, and just always expecting the worst to happen. It's just like, no joke. I've had nights where I was just like having to listen to those one playlists where you're just feeling nothing but doom scrolling all the time. Or it's just dreading about the next day or the day after. And it sucks. Just for once, can you just wish for something to give us the 180? A 180 that just finally means that things are finally getting better. It's not happening fast enough. Ugh. Seriously, I'm talking about this in a game in a post-apocalyptic future where all mammals have the worst luck trying to ever come back in any shape or form. And, gotta aim this correctly. God dang it. Oh. Nope, never mind. It's just like, for once, can just something just good happen? And that's why I think you should try to listen to, like, try to find some good news out of all of it. It's just you're just wanting to scream, give us a freaking break. Because too much is just too much. I mean, That's partially part of the reason why some of these projects have taken forever. It's just you don't know who to vent to because you're not sure if they're going to be very comforting or not. What? Oh, that was amazing. I'm so glad I got that on freaking. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. Oh, I'm so glad I got that. Oh, man. That could be useful, but I want this. I want to save my, I just want to save my, things for... I want to save my mem bugs for later. At least this one, it's all about just, all about protecting the zone. And then just finding these things. Did it actually get that? Did it actually reach that high? Really? Hey, Capriosho. No. Can't believe I actually reached. Nope. Oh, that's bad. Never mind then. So much for it being bad. Hey. So if there's probably going to be like some sort of warning that's going to tell you, hey, this attempt is going to be filled with a lot of annoyed samoyed venting and such. Well, now you know. Wow, why does this game really want me to use these things? Seriously. I don't want to go to this floor because I've had bad luck with this floor. Whatever. Time to throw away a run. I can just hear my PlayStation 2. It's like heating up. I can't wait to talk about when I get to the PlayStation 2 Crash games because you're going to hear a very loud PlayStation 2 when we get to Wrath of Cortex. Because it will mean I get to talk about a few early PlayStation 2 stuff, including like early discs. Like I'm not going to be able to get to Wrath of Cortex like for a long while. But I just know that... Can these freaking Adantes leave my Splat Zone alone? Oh! Not exactly what I wanted. This is why I don't do this floor anymore. I used to be able to do it, now I freaking can't. Oh, armor, perfect. Out. And Ink Mine, I think, is really good for these types of floors because when you just get crowded, you just place one of these to just basically set up some traps. Ugh. Wow. I'll take the splash damage. Just increase my ink damage, just increase whatever. Ugh. I got a lot to do, so I'm going to try doing these as much as I can along with recording Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to back up my files, of course, just to make sure that I still have them, even if something happens. Oh, right. I'm not supposed to jump. I got so wrapped up in what I was doing that I just forgot the challenge. Ugh. Ugh. It's just this floor is the one of the easier challenge hard mode floors. Be careful. Actually, I need that. Nope. Let's get that. Let's shove that in the. Whatever. Phrasing. So yeah. Like it's just. Ugh. It just feels so damning when you just can't really vent your frustrations because you don't know who's the right person to vent to. Like just. Ugh. So yeah, time to face the Pinging Marshal with a brush. Fortunately, this is the easy Marshal, so which means all we have to deal with is just woo. Well, not that. Basically, if I had like homing shots, this boss is cake because it makes hitting this boss's weak point a lot easier. And like, just be careful. This boss can still spawn like arpeggios, and depending on what floor it is, it might be your earliest encounter with those things. It really depends. Ugh. I need to actually use my special just to get some ink to fire. Ugh. Yep, there's the arpeggios. Like, if you let those things get too close to you, like you can hear it. And they hear it, like, you're literally just about to, like, take a dive. Man, I didn't think how helpful these things would become. Yep, I'm gonna need that. You're gonna want armor drops for a challenge like this because while you can only carry one armor in Hackless, think of it as a lifesaver. If you ever get an armor drop by you and you're in critical stasis, that instantly heals you. Like, that instantly gets you out of critical stasis. Ugh. And as you saw right there, good thing I had that armor. But now we're on its third phase. Like, it's the smallest, but it's got the most dangerous attacks, and already it's using one of its most dangerous attacks. Ugh. Freaking gelatin got in front of me, but at least the splash radius or something like that was able to basically shoo them all away. Just be careful, because those lasers, like, they can ship you, or worse, you get caught in one of those lasers when it's at slowest speed. Now, if you are running luck, like if you have like a bunch of luck chips, you want to make sure that whatever you do, don't do that. Like, whatever you do, like, try to take out some of the waves of gelatins that spawns, because at the very least, when it starts spawning gelatins, it will give you a chance to basically get as much as you can to basically try to drop some things that could help you. And you want that. You want to drop those things as much as you can. We're only like 18 minutes in. This is probably the slowest amount of recording time. Why'd you put this here when I could go here? Whatever, I have a lot of, I have some ink damage up. I could take this. Because close range damage is pretty good for brush. Hopefully the next time that appears, it'll be something good. Now, I apologize if the footage appears brighter. I turned it up a bit for Ratchet and Clank, considering I'm recording it off of PlayStation 2. And I know I've probably touched upon this subject when it comes to like recording equipment, like early on in the project. But initially, I was going to use the Electron Pulse for Ratchet and Clank, simply because it was an HDMI solution that was making the rounds. Like, I remember Modern Vintage Gamer talking about it. The problem is that... that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I need to get away. Oh, gosh. Oh. Please, 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 please. Oh. The problem is that it did not capture in 60. I was looking at my OBS, I was screen sharing Crash to Insanity, and this was before I had to get it cleaned because, guess what? It was scratching away where the Tikimon cutscene wouldn't load. Let's just say I have some opinions on Crash to Insanity. Like, I've always been so, like, so ambivalent and so unimpressed by Crash to Insanity that maybe I'll give it a proper shot to see if I ended up liking it. Let's just say, those opinions have changed for the negative, not for the positive. Yes, phone. Just gotta be careful. Because a lot of these enemies are swarming this area. Gosh. No, you don't! Gosh. I really hate marching at Dante's. I really do. Like, they like... Oh, no! Can I get an attempt that's not immediately fallen? Ugh. Well, I hope you enjoy the very eventful attempt number 3. I'll see you for attempt number 4. Alright, time to brush up on attempt number 4. So, we start with beating the devils with poison ink. Sure. I swear, all the red chips have been showing up for the one chips that, for the one weapon I didn't expect to see it with. Because personally, I would have liked the red chips for, I don't know, when I was using the non-melee weapons, the guns. Like, poison ink isn't like much when you just only got like one in your palette. Especially on a floor where it's not all about damage, it's just about pushing a turbine around. Like, if I can stack them, sure, but like, basically, in the earlier floors, they often put ink bottles just as a means to basically allow you to refill very quickly, just to hope to basically have enough ink to push the tower into the spot. Wow, they were really trying to push me off of it. The Stepping Stones floor is just probably the most straightforward turbine floor. Main damage close. Oh, this one is so tempting, but I only have like one chip. Oh, why that so early on? I'll take this. Hopefully we get a run that we can go for something that's more about just laying on the hurt, like so. Ugh. I think this is on easy simply because of the enemy spawn rate, or like enemy spawn rate is like what's going to be dictating a lot of the difficulty when it comes to most floors. Like, it's basically going to be dictating the difficulty if it's not following a gimmick. And when it follows a gimmick, it's like one of those floors where it's just like there's only one of that floor as opposed to just multiple. Some of the early floors just suck to do when you just barely have many chips. And there we go. I don't know how many times I'm going to say chip by the end of the last palette. This right next to this. Sure, I'll take sticky ink. If I can get hindrance damage, then I already have lava. I've talked about ink lava so many times, and fortunately for me, we got a spectrum floor. And one of them doesn't really mean much because we don't really have anything that the drone can use. So, we needed that. Good thing this is a spectrum floor. I don't know what was my fastest time on this floor. The problem is that you don't really get the ability to have like some sort of library to look at your records, because I feel that would have been really good for this kind of mode or DLC. Really, this one again. I really don't want Drone Killer Whale because the problem is that I don't really have a use for that. Well, at least I have a strategy for this one. Because it's always this floor that I've had the worst luck with. Like, look at attempt number 3. That will show you why. So, basically, I'm just gonna place a couple of these. And just try to get some ground control. No, you don't. This floor can get very swarmed very easily. As you can tell why I don't pick this floor. Now you know why. I really don't like marching Andantes. I really don't. They've been the bane of my existence. And of course, you have these Capriosos who, if they're not taking your zones, they're blocking your paths. Off you go. Ugh. Gosh. The amount of damage I had to deal with this on this. Just... like, I avoided that floor when I was doing dualies. And I also avoided this floor when I was practicing Blaster. I've only gotten to floor 30 with Blaster once. You know what? I don't want to do any of those floors. I really don't want to have a drone chip if I can help it. Because it's just not exactly something I want to use. So... yeah, sure, we'll take that. We'll take an extra sticky ink. Just basically intensify the potent... make our little, like, ink lava more potent. And why not increase that? Like, surprisingly, like, I just really like seeing how your color changes because of your ink, because of your palette. I just really do. Like right now, main color is red, and nice. Main color is red. Secondary is indeed pink. Or purple, rather. I mean, this is more of a pinkish red if we're looking at it that way. Ah, almost out of the map. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Like, if we can get hindrance damage, then the ink is ready. Homing shots. This will allow our ink to actually lock on and such. You know what? We'll take homing shots. This will actually allow us to target our enemies, per se. Now, like, the more you have, the more of a chance that you're going to start targeting them. Now I'm not sure what good that is. That like is on brush per se. Like if you have like any sort of shooter, like any sort of shooter charger or something like that, it really makes it like it really makes it just makes certain bosses cake. I'm not kidding. Like you have a bunch of homing shots and you're facing Pinging Marshall, you're already just you already won the fight because you can already attack its weak points. Well, not already won, but you get the idea. I guess I'm going for the bonus chip. Time to break that streak of only purples and reds with a single blue. And it's a spectrum floor, which means all range. I guess you can say all range mode. So yeah. Look at that. These floors are really fun early on, and they're not as common, at least not to my knowledge, if you're doing the when you're on the like later floors. And the problem with doing spectrum floors, oh wow, that's a new record. When you're on the later floors, is that by the time you reach that floor, you don't really have that many slots left. So it depends on how good your well, uh, how good your boost is. Like at that point, you're likely just only gonna get challenge floors. And we might as well see what's on that because I didn't like that selection. That is tempting. Because this could get you out of a bind, but you have to activate it quickly enough so that way you aren't like immediately blasted to smithereens, but I'll take this. Looks like we're going to be very broke by the time we begin the next floor. Like, personally, I like to have a chunk of change for the vending machine floors. Because the reason for that is that I want to basically stack chips that are really good. I want to be able to, like, come to a floor, I see a chip I really want, and I have enough for that chip. So I basically buy multiples of that chip. So yeah, it's asynchronous rondo. So at least with this, like, yeah, that they got really close to me. At least with like homing shots and increased ink size, it makes it easier to land attacks against the boss. Like they're really like homing shots are really good against bosses. That's what, like, they're really good, like, especially for Marshall and Parallel. Yep, as soon as I try to attack it, there it goes. And, of course, sheesh. Is this more common with brush? Because I never gotten, like, arpeggios to be this common. Oh yeah, now it's weapon of choice for trying for getting you in its spotlights is none other than Ink Strike. Ugh. Boy, that's a choice. Ugh. Get behind it. Oh, nope. Get underneath it. Now be careful when you're underneath it. It will fire these shockwaves. Because you can go underneath it in case you need to hide. But be aware that it will fire shockwaves. You can use it as a quick moment to get underneath it, avoid the spotlight, and then get out. That is a good tactic, I will say. Because at the very least, like, you can avoid the spotlight and then just avoid the spotlight, get to the other side, and just recuperate your priorities. Oof. Oy. This is going to be a very slow fight. Especially with the weapon I have and the setup I have. Because the problem is that poison ink is going to do its damage, not so much sticky ink or hindrance damage. Like, some weapons are good against bosses, some weapons aren't. Or some chips aren't, and some chips are, some chips aren't. Let's get out of the way. Oy. Just, if you're, like, remember my advice when you're playing, okay, if you're playing dualies on this boss, like, on dualies still, be aware that you want to make sure that you're not firing if you want to jump. Because if you accidentally try to fire and then you jump, yeah, you're going to instead dodge roll, and you might end up hitting one of the, might end up hitting the shockwave instead. Ugh. Ah, dang it. It's gonna spin before I can even hit it. Watch. Watch. As soon as I get close... Nope, never mind. And that's it. Ugh. I remember having faster boss fights in the first 2 attempts. Like, I'm not going to get a boss fight like Parallel Cannon again. No, I'm fine just basically increasing my poison ink. Because I don't really have much, so I might as well just take what I can. If I can just get hindrance damage, then I'm already like set. Ugh. I already see that sticky ink and poison ink are already doing its work. There's 2. Oop. Be careful for that. Oy. And there's 1 left. Oop. Get out of the way. Nope, 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 nope. Get out of the way of all that. Oh. Well, fancy running into you here. That could have ended badly. Okay. No. Sure. Disc Beast Drop is going to help. Like, if you can access your step-off song for those crazier floors sooner, then sure. So, having that will help a lot. So... Ugh. Ugh. Just the amount of, like, everything you get from just your lucky chain. Oh, easy floor with a towering noble mente. Joy. Oof. Oof. Come on. Yeet. Of course, one of the lessers got in the way. Of course. Okay. You know what? Okay. I think this was the one with the... I can't remember if this was the one I'm thinking of. I'll just take the mobile special charge. So, yeah. Oof. Just, ugh. I am going to be leaving to California by the time probably after I'm done with this, because I recently booked my flight. I'm going to be gone for 10 days. I wish we could be there a little bit longer, but it is what it is. And personally can't wait to see them again. I'm thinking of going to Disneyland and such. Of course, one of my friends wants to see all the Star Wars stuff. Last year we binged the sixth Star Wars movie. We didn't really care enough to. We didn't really lose too much sleep not watching the sequel trilogy. And of course, one of these things got in the way. Of course. Oh, yeah, I want that. I want that. Thank you. Of course, it got in the way. Actually, just lay that down. Ugh. Ugh. Just gotta be careful when trying to damage that thing because it's just like you have to move back when you think they're getting ready to attack. When you see that animation, you have to move. I really don't want this. It's not useful. Like, I think it's the worst weapon if you're not planning the worst. It's the worst, like, damage up chip if you're not planning to use anything like the wave breaker or anything. Yeah, I think it's this one. So, yeah, basically tag both your zones and get ready to fight off not only lessers, but also arpeggios. You want to make sure that you're constantly going back and forth between the two floors. This works every time. And we're going to get rid of that thing. Another will spawn in its place. So you're only getting rid of it for a short amount of time. Just take out a Caprioso from one end, move to the other side, and then just go to the other side and take out the other. Now, if Capriosos start spawning, just make sure you are facing Capriosos and fire. I didn't even pick up any of my luck drops, but I didn't really need to. That is the strategy with this floor. If you're good with the floor, you can basically consistently clear it every time. Onrush, Sheltering Fortress floor, Heart Springing. This is... Okay, if in case I don't like this one, we can just go back and choose a different floor. It will cost me, but if I'm lucky, it doesn't remove my drops. Arpeggio Barrage. This is gonna be fun. By fun, I mean not at all. So it means not only do I have to watch out for springing spiccatos, but also arpeggios. Well, at the very least, my ink stamp is able to keep him away. Ugh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, this is not good. In a danger floor with Arpeggio Barrage, that's not good. Oh. Oh no, I'm in danger again. That's not good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Can I just get out of... can I just get out of, like, freaking critical stasis for, like, 2 seconds? That is... This is not fun. It's a danger floor for a reason. Freaking... wish I had my disc piece drop working. Ay, this is the worst. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Ah! And now you know why I avoid the danger floors like the pet plague. Now, can I please make it to the 3rd tier without being splatted? Thank you. See you with attempt number 6. No, attempt number 5. I tried, okay?